Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the School of Science. My name is Luke, and this is the Bramley project. Now, looking over the site at the moment, as we can see, there's not too much of a difference, as I usually say, going from week to week. Let's be fair, looking at it from week to week, there's not going to be too much going on, but when we look at it from a fortnightly to fortnightly basis, that's when you see the major differences. I think the week to week stuff is going to be more ideal when it comes to mid to late April onwards, when steelwork actually comes in. But looking over the basin right now, we cannot see too much difference, in all fairness. There is like little bits here and there, like there's a little bit more concrete poured over here, there's a little bit more rebar over here, or a little less rebar over there. We got some more piling still going on. I will say those piling machines are actually surprisingly loud. While I was on the site today, it was very loud and very apparent that they were active. But looking over at the west stand and the upcoming car park, they're still continuing with the groundwork over by the car park. And you can see where the river's going to actually flow back through. There's still a bit of gravel on there, but they are working on the west stand right now. As I said, they're still doing groundwork on the west stand and the car park. They are probably going to be the last things to actually get touched. Likewise with the east stand by the Bramley wall. But now, looking over at the south stand, we can see that they're actually doing a fair bit of progress when it comes to the supporting structure here, just by the massive crane just there to the left. You can see there's a fair bit been done. There's a couple more walls been put up, and there's some more supporting concrete beams put up as well, so that's nice to see. Also, that black box has been the biggest form of contention ever on this channel. So many people have told me so many different things. Some people have been telling me that it's going to be where batteries are going to be stored, it's going to be where the toilet sewage is going to be, where it's going to be the service duct. If anyone has got a blueprint of this site, please send it to me or give me a link to it. I'll get it in the reviews so I'll be able to see it. But if anyone does that and I can actually view it properly, I will give you a shout out in the channel. Honestly, I need it badly. I want to know what that actually is. Okay, now we're going to have a look over the south stand's bird's eye view. So looking over the site right now on the bird's eye, we can see things in a little bit more detail. So we can see that the mini supporting structures that are dotted around the place, they're getting more work done to them. We can actually see one of the diggers there just shaping it and everything. We can see concrete's been put in, and we can see those dreaded black boxes again. Those black boxes, I do not know what they are, but honestly, someone please tell me what they are. I am not joking. If someone has blueprints or a layout of what that's meant to be and where that is, I would really appreciate a copy of them just so I could actually see what the hell they are. Also, we can see that there's been more rebar placed there for one of the mini structures. There is a lot going on this site. I'm going to be rambling a little bit on this one because I'm trying to do this in a one shot, but everything around here is looking great. Also, I really am liking things on the top down. I did have to elevate there. I saw the crane and I wasn't sure whether I was actually high enough, so while I was continuing the flight, I did raise myself a little bit there. So apologies on that front. Now looking over at the north stand. Ooh, the north stand. This is the one where all the action is at the moment. Well, things have slowed down a little bit as focus on the south stand has increased. But looking at the north stand, we can see more layers are being added to one of the main supporting structures here, right by the crane to the right. And looking over the site itself, we can see concrete has become more prevalent around the site. Ooh, apologies about that. So there has been more things added around the site. Things are looking a little bit more prevalent. So there is concrete laid down a little bit more. So we can see like the miniature structures here and there. They're getting more detail added to them. And there's some rebar there just by the edge of where the roadworks are. Well, the road line is. So we can see a little bit of the rebar added inside there. So there's probably going to be a little bit more concrete added on that front. And we can also see that there is a secondary tier getting added on the supporting structure that's right by the Bramley Tower. So that one is pretty interesting as well. Also, the Bramley Tower, again, this is something I would love to actually get inside. So if anyone can actually get me into that building, that would be awesome. I would love to see what it actually looks like from the inside right now, because there is definitely brickwork going on there. So they're actually moving the bricks, taking it out, and redoing them brick by brick. Now looking over at the bird's eye view, let's have a look here. We can actually see the basin here. We couldn't see it on the initial angle, but you can see there is actually some supporting structure that's sort of leaked into the basin itself. So they're actually bleeding it in here from this angle anyway. But everything else is looking great. Everything is great right now with the Bramley site. Everything is moving along nice and smoothly. You may notice the camera does slow down a touch here. I was hitting into a very heavy headwind here, so I wasn't actually able to go as fast as I was meant to. So normally we get around 4 to 5 meters a second as we're going across. Right now I have had to speed up the footage because this was knocking around 1 to 2 meters a second because of the headwind. It actually pushes the drone to the side here. It did make me giggle when I was doing it. I was like, oh crap, am I going to have to do this again, or will it be okay? This was the third attempt out of 3, so it kept hitting around that point, which is a bit of a nuisance. But in any case, guys, I have talked your ear off enough so far today. I'm going to now take you over to Live Luke, who's going to see you into the outro, and he's got other things to talk about as well. So take it away, Live Luke, and I'm going to see you guys all in the next video. Thank you very much for watching this video, guys. If you liked it, please don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Putting this on Facebook, putting it on Twitter, share it as far and wide as you'd like. I would be more than grateful for you guys to actually get the Bramley More project to spread out as much as possible to friends all over the world, to fellow Evertonians and to fellow fans of just general architecture. Also, before I forget, I'm going to say a big thank you to all of my Patreons here, those being CT Baz, Martin Evans, Mark Bones, Francis Houghton, Big Joe, EFC 100, Moggers, and Ed Armitage. So if you want to be like any of these guys and get early access to my content and ad-free access to my content, why not go over to the Patreon and become a part of the School Science Superfan? Now, just as a heads up, we have got 2 Patreon membership tiers there. One of them being the cup of coffee tier, so that has no real benefits or privileges attached to it. Essentially what happens is it is just like a £1 donation every month to the channel to say, you know what, Luke, I like what you're doing, mate. Get a cup of coffee on me. I want to help the channel in that way. Otherwise, we have got the School of Science Superfan. Now, the School of Science Superfan is a £3 tier, and what that grants you is 24 hours early access unless something happens down the line. Otherwise, and in that situation, I normally tell you guys ahead of time. So you get early access content, and it's all ad-free. I always make it ad-free when it comes to Patreon, just because I know that it is a nuisance to watch multiple ads in succession, especially if any of my videos ever exceed 10 minutes. That's when mid-roll ads come in, and unfortunately, due to the YouTube algorithm and all that crap, we cannot mess with them unless we actually delve deep into them or make a specific recommendation to YouTube to stop it. It is an absolute nuisance to do. But yeah, guys, I do apologise for this one being a little bit later than usual. There has been a bit of a series of unfortunate events, as we'd like to call it. Those being weather, drone, footage, and editing stuff. So there has been a little bit of a unfortunate circumstance that's come across in each one of these, with the weather not being exactly ideal to be doing the drone stuff earlier in the week. Editing footage, for some reason, it was just having an absolute nightmare trying to put this stuff together. So I've had to go back and redo it all from scratch. It's actually a nuisance because all this stuff is done through via a template, so it makes things a little bit easier, and it makes it so I can actually put this stuff out a lot quicker. And a couple of my video files have actually corrupted, so unfortunately a couple of bits have been missed out. I am terribly sorry about that. I will try and get them for next week. Fingers crossed they actually stay in. But in any case, guys, other than all that, we were able to get it out. I've been able to get all this stuff out, and fingers crossed we can get this done for next week. So yeah, guys, I'd like to thank you all very much for watching, and I'm going to see you on the next video. Peace.